Are we live, Silent Assassin? Are we live? We are live-ish. Welcome to the All Even Podcast. My name is Barry Grant Jr. You can catch me on Instagram and X at All Even Podcast. You can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm all over the place. Go to TikTok, All Even Media. I'm there as well. I'm not in a good mood. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I am going to go ahead and turn to my Steam panel, though, because I love these guys, and maybe they can make me feel better. Jimmy, the super intern, is here. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. Summer winding down type?
It is.
I have school.
I couldn't tell, though. It was hot as hell today.
Yeah, I stepped outside, and I went back inside.
Yeah.
And that was the end of that.
It was horrible. That's that muggy heat, too, I don't like. Like, I mean, let it be. Where's the 75 and breezy? That's the August I remember. What is this?
It's getting hotter every year.
Yeah. Where's fall? I'm waiting for that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a summer person anyway. I don't like the summer. I don't like going to places that are extremely hot because it irritates me. The only thing that's nice is to see the people walking around half naked, right? That's it. But there's no other joy that I get out of the sun. Sun doesn't like me. That's all I'm saying. I don't like it. I want the fall to get here so we can start getting nice, cool weather, and then I wait for the winter. I love the winter. I'm a winter guy. Put my clothes, my sweats, my sweatsuit. That's what I like. I don't like to dress up. Shorts is fine, but sweatsuits, my thing. That's what I like.
Yeah.
So I'm over this. Over this weather. It makes me more miserable than I already am as a person. Silent Assassin, how you doing?
Pretty good.
You. I'm not gonna let you off the hook today. Listen, I got a story to tell you, super intern Jimmy. She went ahead and went to her favorite person's concert, right?
Got the shirt.
Was that, wrecking the shirt, she's doing her thing, and, I don't know what she did at that concert. I don't know what she threw on stage or what she didn't throw on stage. I have no idea. She told me she didn't, but I don't believe her, right? Never believe her. Anyway, she goes ahead and hits me up and says, hey, I don't know what happened, but got this crowbar in my tire. I'm just like, where'd you get that? Like, why is there a crowbar in your tires? Like, listen, she sent me a picture. I've never seen a nail this big. The nail was so big that it bent in a 90-degree angle. I'm like, where'd you find this? Where were you? Where were you? That's all I'm saying. Radio silence, she didn't tell me. So I was like, all right, we're not going to go into any more details. But man, she had to get it patched. I didn't know if she was going to get here today safely. I had to check on her, make sure she was fine. How are you, Silent Assassin?
Yeah, I'm good, but it's just a bit like I was leaving my brother's yesterday, and I take off, go up, like, I don't know, the car just goes on, and I'm like, all of a sudden, bing, bing, bing. I'm like, what is that? I look, low pressure. I'm like, I might just go home. Like, I think it's just like a false alarm, right? But I'm like, I don't know, I should do the...
Typical woman stuff, too, false alarm.
I was like, do the smart thing. Let me turn around. I'm only up the road. So I go back to my brother's house and knock on the door, be like, can you fix my tire? It's leaking. He's like, oh, okay. Watch my kid, right? So he's gone like 5-10 minutes. He comes back. He's like, so did you not look at your tire? I'm like, no. He's like, there's a massive nail in it. He's like, you didn't see that? He's like, I'm trying to take it out, but it's like jammed in there. I'm like, no. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, I was pissed off. I'm like, now I'm thinking, like, I got a new tire, spend $200 a new tire.
Right.
So take his baby, we go outside. I'm like, where'd that come from? Like, I have no idea how that would even be possible. Like, he's like, well, but I was driving around last night, so it probably came from there. So he's like, okay, go back in the house. So then he's like, he comes back, and he's like drenched in sweat, like panting. He's like I had to like put the car like in this like emergency brake, and like he had to like have like the car be able to move to be able to get the nail out
Oh,
and
my
patch
goodness.
it up. He's like, that nail was like so jammed.
You
in
had
there.
the man doing slave labor.
Yeah.
It was like 90 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I'm like, oh, thank you for fixing my tire. He's like, it should work now. And then it's like, it was just a mess, but
You make sure you buy that man dinner or you make him something. Because, man, I'm telling you, the size of that nail, Jimmy, it was insane. I've never seen, that's like something that gets shot out of a nail gun.
Yeah.
It's like, where do you get this?
He was like,
Where were you?
It was just
Literally.
straight into it. Just like
it was
all
like
lodged
you said,
in.
like 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
Like it bent.
It's
It was
crazy.
An L, big L.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm like, I don't even think that's a nail, to be honest. I'm like, that looks just like a shard of metal, like a
Yeah.
massive piece of metal. And he's like, I don't know, but. And he like took pictures, sent it to all the family members. He's like, oh, apparently Nicole's tire wasn't working. She come to me, oh, my tire is broken. Can you fix it? And she had this in her tire.
Insane. Insane.
Yeah, but it's fixed, I think. So
So, yeah, I mean, you had an eventful night. I mean, you had fun. Shouts to you.
yeah.
I am the only one that did not really have an eventful week. I've been miserable. I really have been. I can't stress this enough. I tell people all the time, when the Mets are bad, I'm worse. Not in a good mood. It's not good to be around me. I'm very, very ornery when the Mets are bad. And what do? They go ahead and they win a game. And it's just like, oh, man, yeah, they score a lot of runs. What was it? 13 runs that they scored or something like that?
12 or 13.
Yeah, something like that. So, what a great way to start off the series. Let's just get into it, right? Because the Mets sit here today, losers of 13 of 15 games. They just lost today. And we're recording on a Thursday night. When this show comes out, we don't know when. Who cares? I don't even care anymore. That's how much I'm upset. Don't even care. So whenever the show drops, they lost on Thursday night, 4-3. But the night before was even more eventful. On Wednesday night, they have a 5-0 lead. And Mr. David Peterson, or Mr. I'm the only person that can go 6 innings on this team, implodes. Walks the planet. And here comes Reed Garrett. And what does he do? Granny. Gives up a grand slam, right? But I'm telling you, Citi Field was rocking last night. And then it wasn't. And then they go ahead and they lose tonight. Thursday night. And who gives up the game? Who is it? Silence Assassin, could you please tell me who it is?
Mr. Hell's Bells.
Oh, that guy. Ryan Helsley, the vaunted trade deadline acquisition, right? That guy. How many runs has he given up since he's been a Met?
I believe 7 and 5 innings.
7 and 5 innings. What's his ERA?
Right now is a 9.
Right about 9 since he joined the Mets. So, if I'm Carlos Mendoza, right? I'm not even going to call him Mendy. No nicknames today. When was the last time Diaz pitched, Silent Assassin? Because it had to be over 3 days, correct? I didn't see him today, yesterday. Didn't see him in the blowout game. When did he pitch last?
About Tuesday or Monday.
So you would think that your team desperately needs a win. You need to find a way to get some good feelings into your clubhouse. And you don't get the most expensive closer in baseball to go shut the door and possibly get you 5 to 6 outs. I'm going down with my guys. Not some trade deadline acquisition. I'm going down with Diaz. If Diaz gets rocked for the rest of the season, so be it. So be it. What is happening? All of a sudden, we have a manager that has no idea what he's doing. When you talk about trying to figure out the pieces of the lineup, you had the 6 hits today, right? Mm-hmm. The top of the lineup had all the hits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3, so half from Lindor.
Lindor had 3 of them. Started off the game with a home run. And what does Senga do? Give it right back. Fat fastball down the middle. The Ozzy Albies. Oh, great. This pitching staff is so wonderful. You know what's crazy? Is that last week, I turned my attention to Eric Chavez. You know who's going to catch it today? Jeremy Hefner. The same Jeremy Hefner that I said can take garbage off the street and make things happen hasn't done it this season. Where's the magic? Right? Where is it? Senga looks like he can't pitch anymore. No pitcher on the staff looks like they can go 4 or 6. They can't even go 6. Don't even think about 6. Let's just try to get them to 5. How about that? Can't do that. So what's the philosophy? Throw as hard as you can for 3 innings and then come out? What's this, Little League? Throw your pitches, Jimmy. Come out. Good job. This is baseball. If you can't have guys go 6 innings as a professional pitcher, guess what the next thing needs to happen? Mars, out of here. You don't need to be here anymore. Go down to AAA or go down to Single A and go figure it out. Major league pitchers can go 6 innings. Even the bad ones. Because you got guys that are called innings eaters for a reason. They have stamina. They can continue to pitch. They're just road graders. They can just throw. Next time you blink, it's 6 1/3. Oh, great. We don't even have that. And then we have our manager that just sits there like a dead fish with no reaction on his face. So me as a Met fan, how am I supposed to feel? Again, I ask, when you have your pitching coach who looks like he's an idiot, when you have your manager that completely has no idea what to do to the pitching staff, we're going to have guys pitch in front of Frankie Montas instead of just telling him, DFA him. He's no good here. We will pay him to go away. I got nothing else. But here's the biggest thing now. We can go ahead and go really put our attention where it needs to be. Because I didn't make this much of a stink last week. I cut him some bail. Not today. Let me just remove this before. This was the place that I grew up loving. See this? This is called Shea Stadium. This place used to rock and shake when the fans got happy and cheered. I saw guys like Mike Piazza. I saw guys like John Olerud. I saw guys like Todd Hundley. I saw so many different players. I heard about Strawberry. I didn't watch him play, unfortunately. But there was so many great players. I saw David Wright make so much great memories here. I don't have much memories of City. I don't. 2015 is probably my funnest year as a Met fan in City. That was fun. It's been a very, very long time since then. Even the 101 win season didn't feel great to me. It was nice that they won, but they went right back to being who they are. Losers. And you know why we are in this spot? And why we continue to be in this spot? Because we continue to hire people that have no feel for the game. They tend to like to read from papers. They like to see numbers on a board instead of looking at the roster that's in front of them. So what I'm saying is that David Stearns is going to be my aim today. I have all of my bullets pointed at him. This team is poorly constructed. It's been poorly constructed since day one. Me as an optimistic Met fan tried to give it a shot. Hell, Silent Assassin and me used to always have conversations. We'll see. Being optimistic. But yet, I remember when Nick Pivetta was available in free agency. Silent Assassin, can you tell me where Nick Pivetta is now?
On the Padres.
Is he their best pitcher?
Yeah.
Oh.
One of the top in the game.
I see. What about, what's his name? What's his first name? Jose Quintana?
Mm-hmm.
What about him?
Doing pretty good on the
Doing pretty good,
best
right?
team.
He has like a 2-something ERA on the best team in baseball. Interesting. So we can just continue to go down the line. We all know that Jose Iglesias is not having a great season, right? But you don't sign back the guy that got the team good in the first place. We have to remember, and this is what I think people forget, is that I myself have not really stressed this enough. This team was 11 games under 500 at what point last year, right? Until something happened. They just decided to start winning games. And they continued to start winning games, and they just rode the momentum all the way to the NLCS. But let's go ahead and put this into a sample size of a full calendar year. They've played poor baseball for half of it. Come on now. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about it. It's been 2 months now. The Mets have the worst record in baseball. Last season, they were one of the worst teams in baseball. So when you combine those months, that's literally half the baseball year. Right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and really discuss it. How good is this team really?
Mm-hmm. Even if the first couple months of how they were winning games, they still weren't a great team.
No, they were just, for whatever reason, they were just winning games. Yeah. But they weren't winning it good. They weren't winning games nice. They weren't winning it decisively. This team didn't look good they haven't looked good all season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Something
just off.
Feeling off, yeah.
And you know what's off? The construction of it. This team was just put together. You ever see a little kid playing NBA 2K and they just have these random pieces that's just on their team? And then the chemistry bar is 5? That's what it is. You can't keep adding pieces to a team, and not even great pieces at that. Just pieces. Oh, I like Jose Siri. He plays great defense. But can he hit? No. Doesn't matter. So you want the same thing that you had last year in Harrison Bader. When Harrison Bader got signed and stopped hitting in the second half of the season, what you do to him? Didn't play anymore, did he? But that's just defense. Great. Every other team has balance. We are the only ones that are contender that have kids competing for spots. And when I even talk about kids like Roman Anthony or Jack Caglione or James Wood, not high-end prospect guys, no. Dudes that you're not even sure about. Acuna, Beatty, Vientos. We don't have any of those well-touted guys. We just have guys. And this fucking GM puts them out there instead of having guys that can really play this game. Because although Jose Iglesias is playing bad on the Padres, do you honestly think that he would have probably played bad on this team? Probably not. He would have been the utility guy to play second, play a little third, play a little short, DH if you want him to DH, whatever it was. Move him around. You sign back Winker, but you don't sign back all the other pieces that made this team good last year. Quintana, why is he not here? Why is Iglesias not here? Why is this person? So I seen a tweet today, and it was really, really good. And I want to give this guy all the credit in the world. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. Because it, although I'm upset, it made me, I wanted to sing. I wanted to sing so loudly in anger because it was so good. When you have a GM that strikes out this much, 9 times out of 10, they get walked out the fucking door. This is not a joke. When a GM strikes out this bad, they normally do not get to keep their job. So let's go ahead. And we're going to give John Frashella at NFL Frashella all the props in the world, because this is probably the greatest tweet of the year when it comes to the Mets. All the ways David Stearns destroyed the 2025 New York Mets season. Number 1, sign Nick Madrigal instead of keeping Jose Iglesias. You signed a guy, again, with impeccable defense, but has never, ever been healthy and can't hit to save his life. And what did he do in spring training? He broke his shoulder up. Didn't even make the team.
I even think he played he did that within the first couple games.
Yeah.
He was gone.
Took a dive and broke the shoulder. Grand closing. Right? You signed Frankie Montas instead of keeping Luis Severino. You know how much Severino got from the fucking A's? 3 years, $66 million. What does that work out to? $22 million a year? Something like that, 22 a year?
Yeah. 20.
You signed Montas for $17 million a year, so you couldn't come up with $5 more million to go get somebody who you knew pitched in your system last year was good. That's the thing. He pitched last year with this same pitching staff, and you said, no, I'd rather take the guy I had in Milwaukee. That wasn't even healthy for me back then. So you want your guys. Where did you get your guys from, and how far did your guys take you in Milwaukee? I would love to know. That's my thing. If you won a World Series with these guys, cool. Go ahead and try to go play the old hits. You ain't win nothing. You never won anything. And yet you want to take those small market ass players and send them here. And on top of that, you give them a player option. Nobody on planet Earth, not even in the multiverse, would give Frankie Montas $34 million with a player option. I can guarantee you, if the Mets didn't sign Frankie Montas, nobody would. And if they did sign him, he'd have got $6 with a player option for $2. Let's go on, shall we? Sign relief pitcher Clay Holmes as a starting pitcher. Yeah. Guy that's been erratic. You know what he did with the Yankees last year? He walked the planet last year. You know what they ended up doing to him? They replaced his ass with Luke Weaver as the damn closer. Oh, but David Stearns says, you know what? That same guy that got replaced in New York, we're going to give him money. Because maybe the reason why he struggled so much in the bullpen is maybe because he's a starter. Oh, can't go 4 innings. Doesn't throw a fastball. Scared to. So you got a guy that throws junk down the plate, right? Sweeper, slider, sinker. So all the junk that he throws, and you wonder why he can't find the strike zone. Oh, my goodness. You got him throwing all this garbage. How about you throw something fast and straight? That might help you. Get a couple strikes there. Manipulate the count in your favor. Then you can throw junk. But as soon as a batter sees Clay Holmes, oh, I can just sit here. I ain't got to do nothing. I'm not even going to swing. He can't find the strike zone anyway. And Mendoza's just going to sit there. Let's move on, shall we? Yes, 4. Sign Clay Holmes instead of Nathan Eovaldi, right? How's he doing, by the way? Pretty good, right?
That's pretty nice.
Oh, yeah. One of the best pitchers in baseball. Yeah. Nick Pivetta, yeah. And Jose Quintana, just like I said, yeah. 6. Oh, no, we're at 5 now. Didn't bring back JD Martinez. In any capacity as a player or coach or evaluator, you could have literally had him as a what? Hitting instructor, consultant, mentor role. Remember I tell you about chemistry? I said this to you guys last week, is that you can have all the fucking talent in the world. If you don't have chemistry and you don't have guys that actually want to play with each other, doesn't matter. I've been on so many talented basketball teams in my life that didn't go anywhere. While we go ahead and go see these unathletic white guys from Farmingdale, and they ran us out the gym because they look great as a team. Nobody can score 30 points by themselves, but as a team, oh, they took you to the wood chipper. Chemistry matters in sports. Let's move on, shall we? Where are we at now? 6. Thought Jose Siri was as slick. Yeah, we talked about it, right? When Jose Siri went down, batting 198. But oh, he plays great defense. You know what he's playing now? Nothing. Man's been hurt for months, and we don't know when he's coming back. May not even be healthy for next season. But you got him under control. And what does it matter? Huh? What does it matter? Let's keep going. You waited too long to fire Eric Chavez. Yeah. You don't fire. So here's the thing, right? You got an owner that says he doesn't want to fire anybody. You hire David Stearns as your Pobo. And what's the first thing that David Stearns does? Relieves Buck of his duties. But you retain everybody else. So you want to make me believe that Frankie Montas was this can't miss pitcher. You only got him because he's your boy. So if that's the case, just go get all your stooges then. Hire people. But you know why you don't want to do it? Because you don't want the responsibility of having all of your analytic goofs on this staff. And when it goes bad, who are they going to point the finger at? You. I see right through David Stearns. He can continue the gaslight and keep pushing Eric Chavez out there. You can keep pushing Jeremy Hefner out there. You can keep pushing all these guys out there because you can be able to use them as target practice, as a shield. But Met fans are smarter than that. We already know who we hate the most right now. And it's not Jeremy Hefner. It's not even Eric Chavez. It's the guy that continues to gaslight us every time he's on screen. Let's keep going. Waited too long to fire Jeremy Barnes. Yeah, he's the other guy, right? Waited too long to fire third base coach Mike Saubaugh. Yeah, Great, because he don't know what the hell he's doing either. Waited too long to call up Nolan McLean. So now you want to call up Nolan McLean, right? Now. He's going to pitch on Saturday. And by the time he pitches on Saturday, the Mets will be 2 games out. I promise you. And it won't help because he's just one person. Where are the other ones? Where's Sproat? Where's Tong? We need all of them up here. Because I told you, you send Montas to Mars. You send Clay Holmes to the bullpen. That's where he belongs. Put him in long relief. Because if he can't pitch the first 4 innings, maybe he can pitch the middle 4. Wouldn't that make sense? Yeah, look, 11 is Sproat, 12 is Jonah Tong. 13 continues to do the opposite of simple logic. Like we said, you don't read what's on the paper, use your eyes. Use your feel of baseball, but if you have no feel, then you have to go to your geeky analytic argument. And that's all he has. Justin Hageman throws 4 scoreless innings, gets his first save, and gets sent down when literally no other Mets pitcher can get outs. Make it make sense. All because you want to do what? You want to manipulate his service time. We know the game. So you really don't want to win then. Because it's funny, Silent Assassin was talking about this, is that you didn't want to sign Pete Alonso to a long-term deal. You signed him to a 1-year, $30 million deal, making him the highest paid first baseman in baseball. Right? So it wasn't the fact that you couldn't do it. You just didn't want to do it. You could have gave Pete Alonso a 4 or 5 year deal if you wanted to. But you gave him a 1-year deal. And yet you're giving guys 2-year contracts. You didn't. You know what? I'm going to talk about that too. So you give Pete a 1-year deal. Wouldn't you think to go all in? Lindor's getting older. He's already midway through his contract. And you got other guys here that it's time to cash in. It's time to capitalize on this 2 or 3 year window that they possibly have. This season may have just shortened that window. I can promise you that. So where's the going all in? You want to keep shopping at the bargain bazaar aisle. You want to keep doing these marginal moves that do nothing. You traded away nothing at the deadline and got pitchers that are tired. Ryan Helsley looked like he's washed. You know who else looks like he's washed? Tyler Rogers, Mr. I want to go back to San Francisco. Yeah, send you back too. You know my saying. Amazon box. The biggest acquisition that the Mets have ever had is Juan Pacheco Soto, correct?
Yep.
Who got the deal done?
Mr. Steve Cohen.
See where I'm getting at, Jimmy? Your president of baseball operations was not the person to close this deal. Soto and his representative, Scott Boras, didn't call David Stearns to say we're going to take the deal. They called Cohen. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Our other best player, our other franchise guy is Francisco Lindor. He didn't sign him either. That was done before he got here. Pete Alonso was his first time negotiating, and look how nasty it got because he's a cheapskate. I'm trying to be nice. So you see what I'm saying is that this is his really. You thought that I thought, and this is what I'm gonna say. I thought that he was going to go all in. Because if you go ahead and go get Soto, yeah, let's go get some other good guys. Let's go get some good pitching. Oh, Garrett Crochet is out there. Oh, the White Sox want to trade. Let's go get him. Oh, no, you don't want to give up Vientos. Cool. You know another question I have? Where's Jet Williams?
He just got promoted, I believe, the other day.
I wonder if we're going to see him. You see how all the other teams, like I mentioned, you have James Wood, Jack Caglione, you have Roman Anthony, you got, what's the other guy on the Red Sox? Mayer. Mm-hmm. All of these good young players that are around the league. Yeah, we have none of them. If you got guys like that, yeah, go ahead and go lock up a guy like Roman Anthony because you know he's going to be good, right? Reminds me of Josh Hamilton. Who do we have? What do we have? I want to know because for a GM or a president of baseball operations, that hoards the talent, right? You would think that we have Taj Mahal down there. You'd think that we have these gold bars or some Bitcoin down there that you don't want to get rid of. Where's the stars? I'm outside of the pitching. Give me the star outside of my man, what's his name, Benj?
Yeah, we have Williams, Benj, the pitchers, and Clifford, but he's still
Ryan
not,
Clifford, yeah.
That's really it, but they're not top. They're on the top prospect list, but not.
They're not anywhere in the top 10.
Yeah, they're not in the top 10. I think
top 50.
Yeah, they're in like the 30s, I believe. Yeah, within top 50. So
we ain't got none of those good guys. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So you keep hoarding talent for what? Get the players that we need to win. Because clearly you're seeing this team struggle to win games because there's a lack of talent. If you had a pitcher that can go 6 innings today, the Mets win this game. If you had a pitcher that goes 6 innings yesterday, the Mets win that game. They are now a half game up on the Cincinnati Reds. Do you know how bad you had to be for 2 months to let the Reds catch you?
And the Reds too, didn't even have their ace for the past couple months as well. So how they? This
is one of those things where you look at probability of it happening, and it's less than 3%. Mm-hmm. 22 games above 500, and everybody's like, eh. But the signs were there the whole time. The Juan Soto struggles. The runners in scoring position. The pitching it was good, but it was just barely getting over the top. The pitchers were pitching well, but they weren't dominating to the point where it's there's shutouts. There's low scoring games. We were edging these games out, and we were winning a lot of close games. But what ends up happening to a team that wins close games is that it's literally a 50-50 toss-up. You can lose those same games and be 20 games under 500. What have they been for the last 2 months? Almost 20 games under 500. Do you understand what I'm saying? That this is a team that the signs were there the entire time. Winning kind of masked the problems. Losing exacerbates the problems. And it makes us really, really understand that these were always there. Because let's just be honest. We got to be honest, Met fans here. When you look at our roster and how the season was turning out, and I'll ask Silent Assassin first. Was there any point in your thought process where you said, I think this team can win a World Series? Did you ever think that?
Not for an extremely long period of time.
It's been a while, right?
Yeah.
I'd say I started having that feeling that this team was not a World Series team late April.
Mm-hmm.
And the season hasn't even really started yet, to be honest. Was it a month in?
Mm-hmm.
Late April.
Mm-hmm.
Is when you see the talent, it's just like, there's just so many holes that this team has. And how do you have so many holes? Pause. And you just came out of free agency. The season just started. How do you not address these concerns? David Stearns went into a season saying that I'm going to have children that have never proven themselves at the major league level compete in this lineup to compete for a championship when they weren't even tearing it up in the minors.
Mm-hmm.
Make it make sense. I can't even yell anymore. That's how mad I am. It's been the reverse. I remember I told you that story that Roman kept me up so long in regards to being sleep deprived that my body reset. I didn't think that it can do that. It's just what I wasn't tired anymore. So tired I wasn't tired. That's how I feel. I'm so upset that I'm not even mad. Because I understand where we are as a franchise. We're right back to square one. And it's sad to say that new ownership, same fucking Mets. Because we fail to hire somebody that knows the game, that can be able to push this team forward. We don't need an analytical pencil pusher. You need somebody that has baseball experience. I'd rather a former player or something that uses his analytic department as information, but he still trusts his noggin and his eyes to be able to put this team together and know what's best for the team going forward. Not a pencil pusher that all they do is have their head into a piece of paper while the game is passing them by. You ever look at children that are just in a car and they're on their tablets and you're driving cross country and there's all of this beautiful scenery outside? Billy, look up. Playing Call of Duty, I don't want to look up. Right? And there's so much beautiful scenery. Life is passing him by because he's just focused on what he's doing. That's who David Stearns is that he's so focused on what is on that fucking paper that he doesn't realize what's in front of him, that this team is collapsing, that the pieces that he put together don't work, they don't fit. None of these pieces fit on this puzzle board. They don't fit. Those young players, they are not going to develop here. You should have realized that before the trade deadline. You should have got Vientos out of here. You should have got whoever else you had to get out of here. Go get new prospects. That's my thing. If you're going to have great prospects, great. But the fringe guys, the other teams want them, go ahead. If they're going to turn into Barry Bonds for somebody else, then let them. What does that have to do with us? Get players in here that can play. Get me somebody who has a major league resume. Stop giving us Frankie Montazes and go out there and go get me some real pitchers. How can you think that you are actually going to compete for a championship with no ace, no number 2 starter, and no real solid number 3? Because as good as Senga has been, right? He's more of a 3 than he is a 2 or a 1. If you had Senga as your 3 and you had an ace and a really solid number 2 that could be a pseudo ace, now you have a staff where your 5 guy and your 6 guy, you can be able to see what reclamation projects you can have down there. Go ahead and go test those. But you have your ace and your number 2 guys for when you have losing streaks. They're called streak stoppers. So it doesn't go to 13 of 15. We never lost 13 of 15 when Jacob deGrom was pitching. You know why? Because he was a streak stopper. Stop the bleeding because he was so great. We had no bats, that's fine. But we had him. Any thoughts? Anybody?
Not really anything else to add. It's just been miserable. Last few months, miserable year. We talk about like, I don't really have hope even if say they do get in somehow to the playoffs. It's just like, okay. Like I'm not excited for anything.
I don't want them to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I hope the Reds pass us and we go down 10 games to the Reds. I'm telling you right now because I set the Silent Assassin off pod. If the Mets decide to go on a streak where they turn things around, right? And all the fans, let's go, Mets. We got a shot to go to the playoffs. I won't be excited. You know why? Because that would mean that David Stearns will go ahead and look at his board and say, oh, well, my guys are actually working out. All the numbers are starting to even out. Oh, that means I don't have to make any moves. I can continue to be the cheap guy and try to find all these diamonds in the rough. He won't do anything. But if this team completely falls off the wagon and they don't make the playoffs, now your clock starts. And now every single media person that's in New York City that covers baseball, they won't be talking about the Yankees. They won't be asking about what the Yankees are going to do because the Yankees will always fix themselves. There's always a course correction over there. They know what to do. History says it. We have no history. So we're going to be asking, what is David Stearns going to do? How is he going to fix this team? Is he going to spend the dollars to make this team relevant going into 2026? That's what I want. And until that happens, this won't go back on the wall. Because I don't want to look behind me and reminisce on great days behind me of what this place used to symbolize. This place brought how many championships? 2. This is what joy looks like for Met fans. This is the place that unlocked our joy as being Met fans. This is where Mike Piazza hit that home run, 9/11. This is where the grand single happened with Robin Ventura. All of these things happened here, not in City. I'm waiting for my City Field moment. Even when I went to the World Series in 2015, it was nice. Still didn't feel like this place, though. And I'm waiting for somebody that knows baseball to be able to look at this team and say, this is New York, man. We need glitz and glamour. We need big market. We need superstar. We need to be the real Broadway show when it comes to the sports town. We want to be that. So any big player, we're hunting them. I don't care about Murakami in Japan. Be nice to get him. But do I believe we'll get him? No. I believe he'll probably be a Red Sox. Or Dodger. He won't come here. And the reason why is because I don't believe that David Stearns has the charisma to be able to land a big player in free agency. See, there's one thing about Cohen. He knows how to close deals. I don't worry about him. I worry about the person that's actually making baseball decisions. I don't think that he can close on good players. I just don't. I haven't seen it. We've had negotiations with so many players in the offseason that ended up going somewhere else. Why is that? Sometimes it's dollars and cents, but sometimes it's about feel. Sit down with somebody. We're having conversations. I'm just not feeling it. Like if I talk to somebody at a job interview and the person that's interviewing me for that job is a fucking idiot, I don't think I want that job. Because if they send you as a representative to go talk to me and you're a fucking idiot, I wonder what the other boss looks like. I wonder what the other people there look like if they have the answer to you. I don't want to work there. You're an idiot. I think that's what most free agents looked at is David Stearns. Like, you don't know baseball. And yeah, I can take the money, but your vision of how to build this team doesn't really sound good to me as a player. I don't want to go there. I'll pass. So I don't even care about any other sports topics. I don't. I will talk about them, but I don't care. Because this is the time for baseball. This is baseball's time to shine. And my Mets suck. And it's sucking the life out of the city. When Mets fans are happy, New York City feels alive. When Met fans are not happy, it feels like waterboarding. It's torture. Moving on. Fucking David Stearns. What else do we got? Anybody got anything? Any sports news that you guys heard? Because I told you I don't care. I'll take anything right now. Take anything. What do we got?
I mean, NFL preseason.
Who cares about the NFL preseason? Nobody cares.
I can't think of anything but the Mets.
Yeah, it's just garbage. All right, let's go ahead and talk about it. Do you think that OBJ has anything left in the tank? Like, he's only 32 years old. And you would think that he's like 37. He just felt like he's been in the league so long.
Yeah, I was like just shocked when you said that he's only 32.
Yeah.
That's insane.
The sad part is that he peaked so early as a player that, he hasn't been very good in the last 6 years. It's crazy. But at 32 years old, there was some fake account out there that said that he was retiring. He's not retiring. he might as well retire because he hasn't really done much. He only had like 9 catches last season for the Dolphins. He was hurt for pretty much the entire year. I don't know what team would take a chance on him now because teams are younger and there's a lot of good wide receiver talent around the league. So where does he land? I could say, I mean, the Jets have an opportunity. There's probably somewhere that he can land with my team. But what is he bringing? Is he bringing mentorship, maybe? Is he bringing some type of experience? Absolutely. But can he contribute? I don't know what OBJ has. You know, when you're a guy that was a speedster, great hands, and you've had lower leg injuries that sap you of your athleticism, it's really, really hard to bounce back and try to have a comeback because your game is completely different. And I feel bad for him, man, because I think that he had a chance to be one of the Pantheon greats in the NFL, right? Like he started off his career, probably had the best 3-4 year start of any wide receiver in the history of the game. He was special, and every time people see OBJ now, that's what they think of, is that they think of the one-handed catch and all the other great stuff that he did. But at what point does he look at himself and say, do I really want to be the 5th wide receiver on the depth chart? Do I really want to just be here holding a clipboard? Do I really just want to be in an NFL locker room just trying to hold on to whatever career I have left? I mean, if that's what he wants to do, cool. I'm not going to knock him for that. I just feel that for a guy of his caliber of talent, of where he was in his career, I don't know if that's something that it would ever sit well with me. And sometimes it might just be better to walk away. So yeah, the fake account probably got it wrong, but maybe it isn't wrong. Maybe he's trying to fight it off as long as he can, but it might be time. It just might be time for him to hang it up. You know, it's sad, but sometimes you gotta call it a career, man, because he's not who he used to be. And that's always okay as well. Moving on. Again, that's just not many stories. Oh, I guess we could talk about what's his name? Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur was great. It's wonderful. I know it did too. Like, I knew it when, before the draft, I told everybody I think Shedeur is the best quarterback out here. And, you know, they went ahead and did what they did to him. And then I said again, I wouldn't be surprised if Shedeur Sanders is starter by week 8. He looks like a professional, doesn't he? Poised, accurate, confident, got the swag. That's what we love to see out of our young players, man. Of course, there's going to be room to grow and room to improve, but he looked the part. He was great. And I just hope that Cleveland allows him a chance to be able to continue to progress and improve. You know, the biggest thing for me is that when is he going to get his next opportunity? He's hurt right now with the oblique strain, but he'll be back. And I'm just curious to see how that quarterback room and the depth chart and who's where changes. Because currently they still have him listed as QB4. We'll see how long that lasts. But I'm not one of those people to say, oh, I told you so. I'm not going to brag right now. There's no time for that. But come week 8, if he's in there, you already know what's going to happen here. So, shouts to Shedeur. Moving on. We have irrelevant, but let's just continue the sports, and then I'll do irrelevant after the sports. I'm just done. I'm so frustrated that the whole structure of the show is off. We're just gonna keep going, right? I heard Kyrie Irving said something that was really, really interesting to me. They had asked Kyrie a question about his time in Cleveland. And he said, and I quote, "To have started my career with, I love Cleveland, don't get me wrong. I'm appreciative of all the things that they've done for me, but at the same time, I would have loved to choose the franchise I wanted to go to. Because being a younger player, when you're on a team that's not winning a lot of games, it's a lot of bad habits that form, and that's what ended up happening to me when I was very young. Had a lot of bad habits. I was not a winner. I was not a good loser at all. I take my accountability. I had a lot of bad habits as a young player, and that came from losing games and just trying to get buckets all the time. It's not that I disliked playing with Braun at any time. It was just literally my time to move on. And that's what people got to accept. They want a deeper detail, dive into terms of what happened, but it's like it was my time to move on. I don't care if I'm remembered as that person. It was my decision." So, in a nutshell, people always try to decipher and dissect why Kyrie left Cleveland. And sometimes people need more sauce on the pizza, right? There has to be more to this. It can't just be you just wanted to leave. Did LeBron do something? What did he do? No, didn't do anything. He was the man, and I wanted to carve my own way. There's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of times, right, you think about a parent that kind of paves this road for their children, right? And they want the oldest to walk in their footsteps. And the oldest says, "I want to do my own thing." Sometimes you'll have a difference of opinion. There'll be an argument. There'll be butting of the heads. There'll be a super disagreement. There won't be any love lost there. All because the son didn't want to follow in the father's footsteps because he wanted to carve his own way. That's okay. There's nothing like in regards to like, oh, well, my father mistreated me or I just want to do it my way. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think when you look back at the decision that Kyrie made, I don't think that Kyrie would be here as a person if he didn't make that decision. He had to leave Cleveland and really go through some lean, tough years with the whole Boston situation that was very, very like weird and just odd. It was an odd fit from day one. He had the kids that were there, Jaylen Brown. You had Tatum, and he was supposed to be the leader and the veteran guy to be able to try to get this team over the hump. And he just wasn't that guy because, again, he played with a great player in LeBron, but he just had these habits that just were not conducive to being a leader or win. And there was nothing for him to share. Then he went to Brooklyn. And that was another situation that was a little bit like the inmates are running the asylum type of thing. And you didn't have a leader. You didn't have anybody that can be able to pull this team together. And a lot of people blame Kyrie for his behavior and the downfall of the Nets. He had to leave again, get traded and go to Dallas to really understand what his new purpose was as a player. He's gotten a lot more closer to his lineage and his heritage, and he's gotten a lot more outspoken as well. Just a very, very deep thinker. Very mature, and it took a while for him to get here. And sometimes your road is going to be like that, is that it's okay that you want to carve your own way. It might not be the nicest road. You might catch a ton of criticism and heat because of it. You wanted to do it your way, but hey, if you get to wherever you want to get to at the end, then what does it matter? Just because other people want things for you doesn't mean that you have to accept it. That's it. I want Silent Assassin to be the greatest film director of all time. She may not want that. You know? She may just want to chase around Chris Brown and go to his concerts all day long. Yeah. I got to accept that. Just tell her to watch out for those tires. You know what I mean? Like, you got to let your people be them. You got to let them find their own way. You can always try to, like, help them and nudge them in a direction sometimes. But at the end of the day, you got to let people be them. That's it. As young people, you guys have the world at your oyster. Or as your oyster, whatever the phrase is. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Make mistakes. That's the biggest thing. Make mistakes. Because then you're going to learn from those mistakes and be better people for it. That's all. So shouts to Kyrie for actually getting to a point where he knows who he is. He understands where he's come from and he knows where he's going. Shouts to him. I like that. I like that maturity stuff. I don't know if I'll ever get there because I'm petty. Even when I make it, I'm gonna be in people's DMs like, oh, I remember what you said like 5-6 years ago. I remember shit. Remember this? Yeah, I'll be that guy. I would. It's fun. I hope I get to a point where I could be able to look at David Stearns in the face too. That won't be pleasant. They'd probably ban me from City. You know? Now, I'll be fine with that. I'll be fine with never going to another City Field game as long as the Mets get right. I'll be good. I'll sacrifice. I'll be that guy. Put hands on David Stearns. I'd do it. That's how I feel right now, but I won't. Moving on. What is wrong with Michael Porter Jr.? No, seriously. I'd like to know what is happening with him. Because, first off, you have a brother who's a moron. Your brother's a moron. Your brother had an NBA career, as fleeting as it was. He was in the league. And he gambled that away illegally, right? You now take to some podcast, what was it, Hoops View or whatever it was, shouts to them. I don't want to go ahead and disrespect that. I want to make sure I get the source right. But this idiot goes on the podcast and says some wild stuff.
With drugs. My brother, for example, struggled with gambling. My vice has always come in the form of women. And when I'm far from God and I'm not in my word, I'm not praying, I'm not prioritizing him, that seems to be the place that the devil gets me, is in the space of women.
Oh, it's the devil.
That can go from people that struggle with alcohol, people that struggle with drugs. My brother.
I love when people use that. The devil told me to go get big booty women and have fun. Come on, stop. This is the one that got me.
You get all your homies rich by telling them, yo,
no shit,
bet $10,000 on my under. This one game I'm gonna act like I got an injury, and I'm gonna sit out. I'm gonna come out after 3 minutes, and they all get a little bag because you did it one game. That is so not okay. But some people probably think like that. They come from nothing, and 100%. All their homies have nothing.
100%.
And they're like, bro, if I come out of this game after 3 minutes and y'all all hit on my under, we're all getting a little bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think about if
he said the quiet part out loud. And the beauty part about this whole interview, he's in a wife beater. What's happening? What happened to the smart athletes? Have people not learned their lesson? How many times are you gonna see somebody fail at something and you say to yourself, yeah, that's not gonna be me. I'm better than that. We don't need your rationale as to why people do the things they do. Clearly, We understand why. It's still stupid. You have millions of dollars. If I'm somebody who's in a position to help my friends make sure that they try to get a bag and be successful rather than just being my entourage, guess what I'm going to do as the athlete that's making $20 and $35 million a season? Here's some money to start your own business. Let's go ahead and go start up our own sports agency or whatever you want to do. You want to get credentials? I got you. You want to start this? We good. So all LeBron did with his people, right? Oh, they're all rich. And not rich because LeBron is giving them money, it's because he gave them a chance to do their own thing. And they ran with it. That's how you do it. Instead of telling them, yeah, I'm going to jeopardize my actual career to make you rich. That's a smart idea.
Dummy, yeah.
What are we talking about here? Gambling, like this is bad. And the fucked up part about it is that every single commercial, every billboard in a stadium is what? FanDuel. DraftKings. What's the other one? Prize Picks. Yeah. So you're telling people this is illegal. You shouldn't do it. We're going to ban you for life. But sponsored by. You're sending a confusing message to people that are not that bright. You can play a game and you're great at that game, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have the smarts about you, about other things in life. So you guys are promoting all this gambling. Oh, well, I guess it's good. No, you can't do that. But I have Prize Picks on my jersey. So you mean I can't do? No, you ban you. Don't do that. It's hypocritical. The hypocrisy in our sports right now. You don't want your athletes to bet, but yet you're making billions of dollars off of it. So what do you think a guy that has not invested his money properly, probably gave too much money away to family, probably went ahead and invested into some bad business deals, probably owes a lot of people, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to go ahead and try to see how much quick money he can make. A couple $100,000 there, throw a ball in the dirt, I go airball the jump shot, be able to make some of this money back. And if I do this every game, by the end of the season, man, I'll be in the green and I could be able to pay all these people back. What are we doing? So again, it's one of those things where it's like you need to make sure that you're giving these players and these young kids the information and a sit-down conversation, a real conversation about how these things work. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of people that don't listen. But I think that if the outreach and the information is there that they can be able to digest it and understand what's happening, you'll have less cases. That's all I'm saying. Instead of having kids like this get mixed up in the wrong situations and ruin their careers, they'll go ahead and ruin their careers another way and, fornicate with big butt women like Michael Porter Jr. wants to do. But this gambling thing is getting out of control. It really is. It's sad. And he's an idiot. I mean, if I'm Adam Silver, I'm pulling him into the league office like my man. Like you literally went to a pod and just like gave people the template to do dumb shit. Now I'm gonna have to go investigate you. Now I'm gonna be watching you. Every time you shoot an air ball, we're gonna see if he plays the bet. Because you are concerned about getting your homies paid. Who's the rich one? You're rich. I got nothing. It's one of those shows. Moving on. You know, I saw this. The NBA schedule in regards to like their TV schedule of where the games are going to be broadcasted on. And I swear, that's how you know you're getting old, because you get so miserable about just the simple things. It's like it's so frustrating that I'm going to be able to have to search for where these damn games are now, instead of knowing exactly where the games are going to be at. So go ahead and go look at it here. Huh? How to watch the NBA next season. Mondays, Peacock. Tuesday, NBC and Peacock. Isn't it the same thing? Like, Peacock is NBC? Whatever. Wednesday, ESPN. Thursday, Prime. Friday, Prime and ESPN. Saturday, Prime and ABC. Sunday, ABC, NBC, and Peacock. Like, how many stations you on? This is rubbish. I'm over it. All of these TV rights deals with these, it's all garbage. It's all garbage. And then the biggest problem is that here's the thing. After opening week of the 2025 NBA season, ESPN's Inside the NBA is not set to take place again until Christmas Day and will not be on every week. So the best show that basketball has ever produced for 20-something years, 20 plus years, 20-something years, over that, won't be on every week. When I tell you that I hate ESPN, I don't say this while trolling. They ruin everything. So when I came here last week and I talked about Red Zone, and people like, yo, Unk, the fact that people call me Unk is disrespectful now. But Unk, yo, they haven't even launched it yet. There hasn't even been an episode yet. I don't care, because I know what's happening. I know what's gonna happen. I know what's coming. Let's go ahead and let's go dig deeper into this. Pause. Let's go ahead and just dig deeper into what they're actually planning. Inside generally ran for about 50 minutes in recent years, recently dipping below the 40-minute mark, but the 30-minute window may well be a placeholder rather than an expectation. So we had a show that used to be an hour long. They had times where they would go 40 minutes or so, but now ESPN is holding them to 30 fucking minutes. The best show in sports is now a half hour long. It's the first strike. The Inside is not currently listed as taking place the following night after opening night, when the network's second doubleheader of the season is scheduled to lead into a Scott Van Pelt hosted Sports Center. So you are still highlighting Sports Center over the most successful show when it comes to sports programming in the history of sports.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't even know Sports Center still existed.
Nobody did.
I haven't seen it around in a very long time.
This is ridiculous.
It's like, also too, like, before, like, I met you and, like, started to learn more about basketball, like, I used to see that show just, like, around, and, like,
Yes.
I would just see
Clips
like a
everywhere.
bunch of clips and memes and just like moments from it, and like enjoying it, not
Yeah.
even like even like it's a basketball like show, but even not the basketball aspects, I still like enjoyed
Right.
seeing everything from it.
It was a mixed blend. It was a variety show. There's people who don't even watch basketball are like really like avid fans. You can be a casual fan and be like so entertained by the show. You know what I mean? And yet ESPN is gonna go ahead and take this show and kill it because of Scott Van Pelt. What on ESPN do we care about? Their baseball coverage is the worst. What they got? Monday Night Football? Is that what they got?
Yeah.
Who even cares about that no more?
Even that like changing
Yeah.
networks and whatnot, moving around.
It's rubbish. I'm telling you, man, it's just ESPN is the death of sports. It's supposed to be a sports network, yet it's where things go to die. This won't end well. I don't know how long the contract is, but if they're not going to be on every week, then what's the point? Why would somebody want to just see inside the NBA on like the big, Christmas and this? Like, why? That's a show that needs to be on every time that there's basketball. Of course, Adam Silver has no idea what he's doing. But it's not up to him. It's the networks. So it's sad. It really is, because it's one of the best shows on TV. And of course, ESPN finds a way to just be like, well, what about us? What about our shows? We want to highlight SportsCenter. Outside of Scott Van Pelt, we don't care about SportsCenter. We just don't care. Scott Van Pelt's great. It's great. But we don't care about SportsCenter. We just don't. Moving on. Just really miserable today. Very miserable today. What else we got here? Oh, yeah. Last thing before we go to relevant news of the week, because I'm done with sports. Pat Riley gets a statue. Great. Love Pat Riley. He was a great Laker coach. Coached us through 5 NBA titles. Or was it 4? It was 4. Yeah. It's great. Changed the culture of LA basketball. Was exactly what the franchise needed at the time. Deserves his statue. I think it's going to be revealed on February 22nd. So, if I could be out there, I will be, because I love to see those statue unveilings. And although Kobe Bryant, his statue don't look too bad, but Dwayne Wade's statue looks wicked. Like, I don't even understand who that is. So I hope that Pat Riley has his nice slick back, greased up Italiano mob job type of look. He better have it. But shouts to him, man. As a Laker fan, I couldn't be more happy that they're immortalizing our iconic figures in our franchise. It's so many memories that I have, and my mother was alive. She would be able to tell me, because she was a big time Laker fan. She hated the Celtics. She hated the Celtics because she hated Larry Bird, but she also hated Robert Parrish. She called him a house nigga. She's like, how is this house nigga on this team? He needs to be on the Lakers. We don't do Celtics here. But it's good. It's good to have Pat Riley immortalized, so that the young players and the young fans know that there was great basketball outside of Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was great, yes, but there was a guy named Pat Riley that made basketball fun. And shouts to Magic, shouts to, Kareem and all the other guys, Byron Scott, everybody. But Pat Riley was the guy that was on the sidelines, that was the orchestrator of Showtime, and he deserves his place right there next to all the other greats. So, shouts to him. What else do I have? I saw this as a story, but I don't think I'm going to touch it. It's a WNBA story. I'm not going to touch it. Nope. I'm lying. I'm going to touch it. It is. Pause. All right. Did you hear about this, guys? That they turned down a deal recently. So, the WNBA offered the players, a 400% raise. So they would have went from minimum salary of $66,000, maximum salary of $250,000, to a minimum salary of $250,000, up to $1 million. And they said no. So I see the play though, because you don't want to accept this because you feel that how the league is growing and how the league is moving forward, you think that you can be able to get way higher than that. But what happens if there is no further growth? What if it just stays where it's at? And like that's always the risk, right? And I'm somebody who I don't specialize because I don't have a degree in this, but risk assessment is something that's really, really important for whatever decisions you try to make in your life. You should always try to put something through a risk assessment before you go ahead and make a decision, no matter what it is. And that's how I look at everything, right? If you go ahead and you say no to this, then what's coming around the pike? Like, is this something that you're going to look back and say, oh, man, we really screwed the pooch on this one. Now they're not going to offer this to us. They may offer something lower. Or you bet on yourselves as a league and you crush all of these numbers, and now that $1 million would be the minimum, and now you can make over $5 million for the top salary, right? That's what you want to look for. So I don't think I necessarily fault them for declining, but it is a huge risk. It really is. And if you were the president of the Players Association, Silent Assassin, do you accept?
I would say like maybe something in the middle where they're both happy, because at least from my scene, especially a big talker or voice in it is Kelsey Plum, and she speaks about like, we don't really want salary increase, we want more of the profit,
The revenue
sharing.
splits,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like you said, like we don't know how long it's going to take for them to see actual profit, or it could be leading up to $5 million salaries. So I would say maybe talk back and say like, hey, we'll take a little bit less salary wise, and then give us a couple more percentages onto the revenue sharing, and then see how that goes. So we kind of get both what we want.
Right.
You know, like, so say we said 400%, maybe 200% increase, and then a couple more percentage on top of the revenue.
Interesting. Slick negotiator over here. What about you, Jimmy?
Oh, it seems kind of... Because, like, I thought the WNBA doesn't make money. Like,
Not right now, they don't.
So how would a revenue split even really work?
Well, I think
I
because
don't know.
they have their TV rights deal, right? So there's money inside of the pot. I mean, you can increase wages, because when you increase wages, you are forecasting that there's going to be a bump in whether it be salary cap or whatever it is based on the TV deals, the TV rights, how everything is going, how the league is growing, jersey sales, blah, 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 av dollars, all of these things. So you can definitely factor those things in. I think that in a couple of years, they'll probably see some profitability. Believe so. So it's going to be interesting because the CBA is going to be up after this season. So I don't know, man. I don't know if there's going to be players that are going to, cross that picket line or whatever it is, but it's going to be a lot of people might be working for Burger King. I don't know. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. And that's the thing about striking, right? Is that everybody has to be in lockstep. But are there going to be some players that are itching to cross that picket line? That's going to be very, very interesting to see a league like this that has issues currently with being cohesive because they constantly want to throw Caitlin Clark under the bus. And this is all this, cat fighting going on. How the negotiations are going to work and if everybody's going to be in lockstep with what they want and sacrifice and stay out for as long as it takes to get what they want. That's what I'm curious to see. Is that if there's somebody that actually decides to say, screw this, I'm going back to work. It's
just like, it's contradicting. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you want more money, but then you're going to hold out X amount of time if you don't get what you want. And then obviously they're not making money if you're not playing. So, like, what's your goal? Like I said 2 weeks ago, band together with your superstars and, make something work.
Yeah.
It sucks right now that professional athletes are making minimum $66,000. Like, that doesn't make sense, but it's a business at the end of the day. So
yeah, it's a business, and as a business, you have to make sure that you're turning profit. You have to show some positive margins and making sure that you're, having good revenue into the next quarter and the next quarter and the next quarter and all these things. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. So we'll see what happens, man. Curious to see. Now it's time for my irrelevant news.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the... they stink.
Every week, I go around and I go ahead and see what we have. This is a big one for my people, on Long Island. Spotted lanternfly infestation spreads across Long Island. Yeah. You think?
They're everywhere.
They're all over the place. And they got the different ones too. They got the ones that are, now is it the same ones that I'm looking at that are not like fully developed?
Yeah,
where they look like ladybugs?
Yeah, I think those are the babies.
Those are the babies.
I think so.
And then they end up getting the gray wings after that?
Yeah, I think.
Them things is hard to kill, man. Those babies move fast as hell.
They like jump at you.
Yeah. They're very aggressive.
I don't like them.
I don't like those things, man. I remember I went to City Field some years back. It wasn't City, excuse me. It was MetLife. Went there for an event. And on my way into this event, there was lantern flies everywhere. And they say that back then, they said, hey, when you see them, kill it. That's what they said, right? Kill it. I killed about 7 of those. And they weren't easy to kill. You step on one, you think that they're dead, and you turn around and they're gone. What is happening? Listen, I watch too many shows to know when the upside down is starting. I know it. I can see it. I don't know who's gonna be 11 here. All right? I don't know who's 11, but it's coming. That's all I'm saying. You got people talking about aliens. You talk about all these other things. You got lantern flies in Long Island. You got these big ass spiders that they have somewhere else. I've seen enough. I know what's happening here. I just want to know how to kill these things. And they know where they came from. You know where they came from, right, Jimmy? China.
There's like shipping containers.
Yes.
So, yeah.
On the shipping containers, you see all the crap that's on the side of the damn metal beams. Didn't realize that those were eggs. They just thought it was dirt. Wonderful. So now you know what's going to end up happening now, right? I'm trying to tell you, this is why we're in the upside down, is that some stupid ass scientist is going to go ahead and go say, I know how to stop these lantern flies because they are destroying our trees. They're destroying they're destroying our ecosystem here, and we have a big problem. We are going to go ahead and we are going to design a new species, and it's going to be called the lantern fly killers. And we're going to go ahead and put them into the habitat, and it's going to be war. And those things, we have made sure that they have the power of 15 lantern flies. So they're going to stop these things. Lo and behold, the lantern flies disappear. And now we have this dominant species of manufactured alien flies, right? That we can't get rid of either. And then something's gonna happen where they go ahead and rip a hole through our dimension, and now we're in upside down. That's what's gonna happen. There's only one way to stop these things, and it's to create something else. It happens all the time. When you have an invasive species, they normally put something else to handle that invasive species. They don't design anything in a lab, but we know what happens nowadays. We're too lazy. We're too lazy to go find something in nature. We're going to build it ourselves. AI flies. Bot flies. Not the ones that dig into your head. Real bot flies. Robot flies. I'm sick of it. I am. Because they don't even tell you how to kill these things anymore. Do we even know? Is there a remedy how to kill these things?
There's like, they don't like some of my parents. They like a plant. There's like a specific plant. I don't know what it is. My parents had to rip it out the ground.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they kept going to that plant.
Yeah, I don't know what plant it is. But if you have any of that plant around, get rid of it. Oh, I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, I am so sick of these lantern flies, man. And you know what else has been very aggressive this summer too? These damn mosquitoes. These mosquitoes have been like it is a different type of mosquito out here this summer. I don't like it. I don't like them. Moving on. This was funny, and I definitely want to ask you guys a moral question here. I want to know. Farmer finds $600 million of Pablo Escobar's money on his ranch. He immediately sends that money back. Calls the authorities and says, yo, take this. I want nothing to do with it. $600 million. And they, quote unquote, they said they put it back into the economy. Put it back in the economy, right? Now, you guys are wholesome taxpayers. Would you give the money back? Knowing who it is, who it's from. This ain't no regular $600 million that you just found. You know whose money it is.
I'm going to take it and get myself in a witness protection and go off the face of the earth.
You think witness protection can stop you from the cartel? Interesting.
I'm going anywhere. They can send me to space. I guess almost.
You don't think that there's alien cartel? Listen. They send the word up there. Is that, hold on. Yes, she's up here. We got her.
But is it like, how does he know it's from Pablo Escobar? Like labeled?
This is an old man in, you know where he is, in what's this? Colombia, right? Got a farm. This man is it's an older gentleman. He knows who had that type of money all those years back because Pablo Escobar buried money all over Colombia. And he finds this and he wasn't even like, oh my God, I hit the jackpot. Fear is the first reaction that this poor old man had. I don't want nobody coming here trying to bury me for this money. Take it. Sir, do you want a reward? No. Every dollar needs to be in there. And if there's pennies that are attached, make sure you count them. I ain't touching that money. I ain't gonna lie to you. Nope. Ain't doing it.
I'll take the risk.
I ain't doing it. Nope. Not doing it. 20
years of whatever you want, and then finally they catch you and then, do whatever with your body, but you enjoyed 20 years.
This is a risk taker here. She said, I'm going to live it up for 2 decades and let the chips fall where they may. Jimmy, what do you think? What are your thoughts? You taking the money or no?
I feel like I would take it. But I don't know, if I was like in Colombia and I thought maybe they might find it and find out, maybe not. But if I like looked outside my door and I saw just like a package, it was just like Pablo Escobar's money, I'd probably, I don't know.
See, this is what's wrong with you white people.
It's been
Y'all are different. Y'all are different.
It's been sitting there for a minute. No one's come to get it.
Yeah, like
He's been waiting for somebody to dig it up. That's what it is.
If I dug that up like in my backyard, I would keep it.
It's
If I was just like, this has been here, if it was like really old, and I'd be like, nobody's looking for this. And even if they are, like, now they won't find it. It's in my house.
But the fact that you're on vacation and found it.
Dang, I don't know what I would do. I'd take some of it.
Because here's the thing, you got to remember this.
Maybe I just rip it open, just take a little bit.
You got to remember this, right? If you take some of that money, you have to go back into customs.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? To come back home. You don't think that the cartel got those people on the take?
They got guys on the inside.
They already know you got that money. Yo, let me go see you in the back for a second. We got to go check your bag. Check my bag. I was at the resort. But you gotta check your bags. All of a sudden, you see cartel in the back. Instant tears. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I ain't touching that money. Nope. Ain't doing it. Nope. I would rather touch a Ouija board than touch. I would rather summon the beast from below than touch Pablo Escobar's money. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Nope. Nope. Moving on. This is crazy. Calling a man bald counts as sexual harassment in the UK. Interesting. Yes, I do agree with this. Listen, it's too long that women only had the notion of being harassed sexually. Let the man be, all right? Stop making fun of his bald head. Stop making comments about it. It's offensive. It's offensive. Maybe he has alopecia, all right? Maybe it's something going on with him health-wise. Why are you making fun of him? So yeah, you can call harassment now. Sexual harassment. They touched my head. I wasn't comfortable. Me too.
If that was here and I knew of some bald people in my life, I would go at it.
Yeah.
Be like, arrest me. Try to get me, bro.
You got me. Hey, what you want to do? Huh? I'm not going to stop.
Yeah. Okay. Have a taste of your own medicine. Let me harass you.
Yeah. Yeah, see? So don't like it, do you? Huh? Don't like to be targeted, right? See, she's mean.
This is crazy, though.
Very mean. Very interesting, right? It's a very, very interesting.
That's not even. That's something to do with.
Yeah.
It's like, doesn't even make sense.
But but what's crazy is that there's some places out there their sexual harassment laws are very broad. Like, I heard a story one time is that person at work was flirting with this other person at work. And then there was a third party that wasn't involved in their relationship or whatever it was. It just maybe just friendly work banter between people, right? They were so uncomfortable with the interaction that they themselves went to HR and filed sexual harassment on them towards her. How does that make sense? It wasn't even a conversation. You were just uncomfortable with what you heard from them.
I mean, like I had not sexual harassment, but I had like a similar experience at work.
Yeah.
Where like I had like a particular like type of banter with a coworker, and someone that over like didn't like it, and they would get offended. I'm like, we're not talking to you.
Mind your damn business.
Yeah, like that's just how like our friendship is. Like we're very like aggressive toward each other.
Yeah.
And, like, say like crazy things, and they would get like upset about it.
Oh my God!
Like,
did you hear what she said to him? She said that she was gonna put his head through the sheetrock. Oh, I was taken aback. I mean, you know.
it's just like stop listening in on conversations.
Yeah.
Like
What you
don't talk to me.
eavesdropping for? Drink your damn coffee and eat your food and get the hell out of here. Scram.
That's like crazy because like what does HR say? Like they have to handle it.
Yeah, they have to address it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. You were offended because, you know, she said that he looked like a nice, attractive man. Oh my goodness. How do you feel? Huh? Feel all right? You know? What, did anybody else say anything that bothered you? Was anybody else looking nice that day? Or somebody else got a compliment? What's happening? I couldn't work in HR. Because I would make fun of you. Oh, really? Oh, feel bad? Because what? They didn't say anything to you? Is that why? Oh, maybe you should look nicer. Maybe you shouldn't look like you just rolled out of bed. You know? Smell like wet dog. Whatever it is. I don't know what's wrong with you. People are crazy. People are absolutely crazy. This world is going nuts. Moving on. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's interesting. Yes, this one. Oh, where's it at? I lost it. Oh, here it is. Woman says she has a husband that's doing everything right, but she is unhappy. Let's go ahead and go listen to some of her, please.
Dealing with someone else every single day of your life. Every day. Every day you gotta deal with somebody. Is marriage even worth it? It's not. It's not. At some point you're gonna realize that it's always best to just be alone. Because I've been married for about 7 years, and I don't even know if this is worth it. Like, and not saying that there's anything necessarily wrong. There's nothing wrong, and that's the point. Like, I don't even know why I'm upset. I'm just, like, not thinking that I made the right decision. Like, and I have a good man. I do, and that's not the point. The point is, it's like, you really do lose yourself. You lose your sense of individuality. You lose. It's just not worth it dealing with someone else every single day of your life. Every day.
I heard enough. There's some key points that I'm going to have to take away from this. You say that he's a good man and there's nothing wrong with him. So there's clearly something wrong with you, which means that you probably weren't ready to be married. And you have this good man that has poor, because I've heard more of this actual diatribe her here, and she says, oh, you know, and you know, you want to travel and all this stuff, you want to go ahead and explore. And, you know, me and my husband, we do travel. So you travel with this good man. He provides for you, tries to make sure that you have everything, and it's still not enough. What that tells me is that you were not ready to experience marriage. So why are you continuing to kind of like, stretch this out as long as you've been married? You said 6 years? Can you imagine being married to somebody for 6 years and miserable? And miserable not because of like the person that you're with. You're mad because the person may be too good for you because you're probably for the streets. I've heard everybody like talk about this. She's for the streets probably. You heard what she said? Oh, I gotta see this person every day. Maybe you don't want to see somebody every day. Maybe you want somebody else to see every day. Maybe you want a Monday and a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a Thursday. You want to see different faces for the week. Who knows? All I know is you need to leave this man alone. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. Leave him alone. Because if he's trying to put all this effort and love into you and you don't love yourself enough to give back to him, then don't waste the guy's time, man. Go get the help and the time and heal how you have to heal. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people do make rash decisions and jump into things that they're not ready for. But to stay in something for 6 years? Why? Because you don't want people to look at you crazy like, oh, you broke up with him? But you're miserable. Then do what you want to do. Go have your own Instagram page and be for the streets or whatever you want to do. Leave him alone, though. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me personally, like, when she said, like, oh, I have to see somebody every day, like, that's me. But I'm honest about it. Like, a big reason why I don't want to get married is because what if I get up to that point where every day I wake up and it's the same person, I don't want to see you anymore. Like, it's not like because I want to be with somebody else or whatever it may be, but it's a lot to spend the rest of your life with one person. Like, you really have to want that. So just you going into marriage like, oh, just to say like I'm married is not a good decision.
Right.
Like, you really, really have to want to marry somebody.
You gotta know yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it's not for everybody. It really isn't.
Some people have whole families with people and not married,
Yeah.
and that's how their situation works.
Right.
Like, that's fine.
Everybody's different.
Yeah. So for her to like get to this point is like it's gotta end, because not only now it's gonna go to him and kind of cause damage to him, which he doesn't need. As she said, he does everything right, everything perfect. If you care about this person, why would you want them now to then go through that? And she's obviously sounds very depressed and whatnot. So for her mental health too, just to separate ways.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I just think that if you're that miserable in a relationship, how can you cause? And then here's the biggest part that's so disrespectful, and this is the type of society that we're in now, is that you would rather take to social media to tell strangers about what you're going through instead of telling your husband.
Yeah, even like talking about like your close friends and families about like, I'm going through something. I need to, like, what should I do? Like, I'm not happy in my marriage, and you go to these random people that have a lot to say.
TikTok.
Yeah.
For what? It just shows a level of emotional immaturity. And that's all I hear. Like, obviously she's going through something mentally. Cool. I'm not gonna razz on you for that, but there is some level of immaturity there as well.
It definitely takes like a type of person to get online, open up their phone, understand. You know, they're already like kind of preparing what they're gonna say in
Right.
mind beforehand, and then start to cry in front of their phone. Make a caption, make some hashtags, and then post it. It's
Right. That's the thing, right? She hit the nail on the head. Is that you go through all of this emotional stuff, and then you gotta sit there and hashtag sad, hashtag crying, hashtag marriage, hashtag miserable. Like you went through a whole process of content creation. You're an actress.
Yeah.
Get out of here with this. And I hope he sees it, and I hope your bags were at the door with a ticket that says China. That's where you're going. That's where you're going. Be a break. But nah, I mean, like, if she is going through something in regards to, you know, needing to speak to somebody or a therapist, go seek the help, because it's only going to improve you as a person rather than you wasting away and being miserable in silence. That's the worst. You know what I mean? This is a crazy story, and I want to know, honestly, what you guys are going to say. As young people, I need to hear it. Okay? Give me a second.
After she confessed something really shocking to me in bed, how do I move forward from this? So it's the morning hours where I'm from. Woke up to some quality time, sex, with my 26 male, fiance, 25 female, before we start our day. After everything we had come to an end, we laid down cuddling, and one thing led to another and was telling me something along the lines of, if I ever left her, she would make sure that the other woman had to work really hard to keep me. Something along those lines of breaking my manhood, which was unusual and funny. But I guess when the sex is that good, you tend to get a little crazy. So I don't know how the conversation came up,
Red flag
but then
number
she
one.
said, I have a confession to make, and I'm just like, okay, while I held a smile on my face. That's what she said, and I quote, we had a fight, non-physical. It was to the point that I was so frustrated that when I went to make you dinner, I snuck something into your tea that makes you sleep, and I was watching you fight that sleep. Your eyes were so red, and when you did actually went to sleep, I sat down to watch you as I contemplated what to do about us, and so many thoughts were going in my mind while I watched you sleep for like a few hours, and I eventually got tired and just went to bed. End quote. The fear in my eyes was real, as I just listened to my fiance admitted to being a fucking psychopath and to drugging me while she contemplated on a way forward. I know for a fact I don't trust this woman anymore, and now I'm even more scared to sleep with her or to eat from her, all because we had an argument over her not doing what's right. We haven't spoken for the entire day after the confession, even after she's made several attempts to talk. I'm afraid to even go to my friends, knowing they'll just laugh and say it's probably nothing, bro, and tell me to relax.
I'm gonna let y'all take this one before I do. Silent Assassin, what you got?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jimmy?
That seems about right. Yeah, that seems like a psychopath.
Mm-hmm. The one that got me wasn't even the fact that she said what she said and exposed what she said. The fact that she said that she watched him sleep for hours contemplating where they were gonna go. Did you ever watch the movie Paranormal Activity? Do you remember the scene where the wife comes in the room and she's just standing there and you see the clock pass and she's just standing there?
Yeah, sped up, whatever.
Yeah.
Hours.
She's been there for hours just looking at him. That's what I think of. Are you crazy? Fiance, ex-fiance. First, as soon as that happened, as soon as she said that, grand opening, grand closing. You crazy?
It's just like, for anyone like you're close would be like, I'm just really mad. I'm gonna drug this person and think about what my next move is. Like you're psychotic.
Yes. And listen, you heard what he said. Oh, well, you know, you thought it was just regular sexual banter. Oh, the other girl's gonna have to work double hard to keep you. Oh. Nuts. You see, there's movies about things like this, and I always think about, all right, here's how I view people, and you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. Maybe I'll join the list of this crazy girl here. I evaluate all of my friends and family and coworkers in a doomsday situation. So if the world were to end tomorrow, would I have you with me? Or would I feed you to the dogs? Because you're not going to be able to take everybody with you. So I evaluate people, things that they say, right? And I've told Jasmine this several times. I said, there's things that you say to me at times where I believe that, if you did turn, I wouldn't even wait until it happened. I'd take you out. Other people, I'd probably wait until you fully turn and then, handle business. But that's how I evaluate people. So maybe it is a little crazy. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to drug you. I'm not that type of crazy. This is, what do they call it? Clinical? This is clinical stuff here. And he knew it. Because here's the thing. As a man, right? Give Silence has some game here. We know from the first time you do something if you're crazy or not. Mm-hmm. Some men like the crazy, so they will accept it because it's just a part of the package. Oh, she gets a little crazy sometimes. It's fine. But you got to remember that those things that you go ahead and you don't write off as red flags, as the years go on, those things do not improve. Mm-hmm. They get worse, especially if there's no intervention. There's no therapy, there's no really helping to fix things. Those crazy tendencies tend to erode and get worse. So I'm saying, we can see it early on, and you got to make a decision at that point. Is this just going to be a good time, or are we going to go ahead and try to make this work? And if you don't have the tools around you to be able to deal with that crazy, you're going to end up like this dude right here, falling asleep on your couch, not realizing that you just ate an Egg McMuffin and you've been out for the last 8 hours. That's wild crazy. Is that I was sitting there watching Stranger Things, season 1. I didn't wake up until episode 12 of the first season. What happened? Off this Egg McMuffin? That's crazy. I wonder if he would have knew if she didn't tell him. That's the biggest thing, right? Mm-hmm. Would you have put the pieces together had she not said anything? Because I got to give her credit. She was honest, right? She was honest. She gave you blow for blow what happened. She was honest. She didn't have to be, but she's a serial killer. So, it's very scary. I don't envy you young people at all. I'm glad I'm not out there dating, because it'd be one of those situations where it's like Russian roulette. Oh, hi. What's your name? Oh, my name is Susan. Susan, oh, where do you work? Oh, I'm an assistant. I'm a teacher's aide. Oh, you're a teacher's aide. Do you actually want to be a teacher? Not really, but this is just what I kind of fell into. Great. And then you start to see the trends. She said fell into. What did you fall into? All these trick words that she uses. Oh, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was busy putting things away. Oh, okay. What did you do? You just did laundry? Yeah, laundry. Fell into putting things away. years pass and you realize that there's a lock on a door in her apartment. And he's never been able to open it. Never asked. Until you get married to this person, and now we have this apartment that's kind of just like sublet. We're making money off of it. I'm going to go there and fix something, and all of a sudden the closet door opens and there's steps. And you go down these steps, and it all makes sense now. All these things that she was telling you, putting things away, falling into. There's a pit of nothing but bones and bodies. That's what I'm saying. You got to see the signs. Okay? Don't ignore them because it's a big button to smile. You can't do those things. Okay? You got to make sure you pay attention to the crazy. And he got the sign, and he needs to go. That's all I'm saying. That is it for Irrelevant News of the Week. There's some good stuff this week. We had a lot of relationship stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with relationship stuff because people are crazy out there. And people are also looking for love, right? Crazy and looking for love. It's an interesting combination. I'm telling you, if I was out there, I wouldn't know what to do. You know, how do you even approach people nowadays? Can you even say to somebody, hey, you look nice today? Can you do that? Right? Can you give them like a hug? Pat on the back? Like, what is the okay thing? Do you have to ask permission? Hey, do you mind if I tell you a compliment? Is that how you're supposed to do it? You have to ask for?
I don't know if someone doesn't like that type of talk. So I'm just like, thank you.
Yes.
Just start the other way.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It depends. Yeah, it depends what approach. Because there could be like someone's kind of like looking weird and like, oh, like this is like a creeper situation. And there's other situations where it's like, I understand like where you're coming from, but I'm just not into it right now. So thank you.
Yeah, Silent Assassin says, do not compliment her. She's going to look at you like you have 6 heads. You ill? Get away. If you got Chris Brown tickets, we can talk to you. But outside of that, shut up and go away. Yeah. I mean, that's the show. I got nothing else. Where we at? Dummy of the week?
Dummy.
Let's do it. You got one, Jimmy?
Not really, but the Michael Porter bit reminded me that I saw that and thought he should be.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
But we kind of already talked
that
about it.
It's a carryover.
I thought I couldn't when I saw that video. I was like, "This is ridiculous." Especially with his brother, it's like a ridiculous.
Your brother's in jail, right? Your brother's in jail, and you're rationalizing why somebody would do it. You're an idiot.
That's just like something like everybody's supposed to think that, but not. You're not.
That's what I said. Yeah, he said the quiet part out loud.
You're not supposed to say that.
Unbelievable.
So that whole family seems to be kind of.
He looked like he doesn't even play in the NBA. That's what he looks like right now. He looks like he's starving for money.
He looks wild.
Dummy. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Go ahead. What you got? Miss, I don't like compliments.
So, in Brentwood, there are these two, I believe both sophomore girls, kind of been getting into it. Like one girl's bullying the other. And apparently that the family had brought it up with the school, but they hadn't done anything about it. So the mom pulls up to the school, and the girls are about to get into a fist fight. And the mom pulls out a big Stanley cup and clocks the other girl in the head with it, and leaves a ginormous gash in her head. The girl had to go get stitches in the hospital and stuff. And obviously dealing with her, but she's saying, well, the school did nothing about it. I gotta defend my daughter, which, okay, cool, but that's a 14-year-old girl. You should be going to her house and talking it up with her parents, not clocking the young girl in the head with a water bottle, leaving her to go get, I think it was 20 stitches in her head.
Wow.
So, yeah, obviously don't condone bullying, but don't obviously go and assault a child like that. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
dummy. Yeah.
Listen, it's your dummy. I gotta give it, but I am gonna play devil's advocate now, right? I gotta do it, right? I gotta do it. What if the girl that's bullying your daughter looks like a linebacker. Looks like Brock Lesnar. Right? If she's that big, then clearly I am not going to allow you to shoot the fair one with my child. So I have to go ahead and take more drastic measures. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not condoning violence, but if this girl is 6'4", 250, what do you want me to do? You know what I mean? But nah, that's crazy. I mean, 14-year-old girl, you're going to go, like, this is not wrestling. Like, you went ahead and took a piece of equipment to, like, hit somebody. And a Stanley Cup at that. Do you understand how heavy and hard that is? First off, where'd you get a Stanley Cup from?
I just see the video quickly. I believe she said, oh, give me that.
Yeah.
And she grabs it and goes bang, like right on the girl's head. And there's security like fell over trying to break up the fight and whatnot. So, but she just picked it up, grabbed it from somebody, and just whacked her in the head.
Unbelievable.
It was crazy.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have definitely took a different approach. I would have met with the parents and said, hey, listen, there's a bully situation going on with my kid and your kid, and let's go ahead and just sit down and talk about things and try to hash it out. If I don't hear the things that I want to hear in that conversation, I'm putting hands on the parents in the house. So that's what I do, right? I'm not going to touch the kids. No, I'm putting hands, boots to asses to the parents. That's all I'm saying. Because yes, there's parents out there that say, yo, I try to go through the right way, the school system, and let them handle it. They didn't handle it. And a lot of these schools are very hands-off with these situations, and they exacerbate the bullying to the point where something drastic happens to a student, where somebody brings a gun to school and now it's a problem, or that person that's being bullied ends up doing something drastic to themselves and taking their own life, like before the school even decides to act. So I kind of sympathize with the parent, but you still bugging. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you put hands on the girl, yes, but you using blunt objects? You trying to kill a 14-year-old girl? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was even, they like interviewed everybody, and the other girl's mom was like, my daughter could have died.
Yeah,
from a Stanley 100%. Water bottle. Like,
you could have knocked her out.
Yeah.
She could have passed out once you hit her, and she could have hit her head somewhere, and that would have been it. Now you in jail for 40 years. And they gonna ask you, well, why you here? Oh, well, because my daughter was getting bullied. I mean, people will probably like, you know what? I get it, but come on now. Like, there's different ways to be able to, like, intervene and help the situation and not exacerbate. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, she definitely gets the
Dummy, yeah.
100%. Wait, where was this at? Babylon?
Brentwood. Yeah, people were like, oh, not surprising. But
I'm not gonna lie to you. Doesn't really shock me there. Yeah. No. The Stanley Cup, though. It's interesting. Yeah. How to use a chair. Nice folded chair, too. Right across the back. Bow. WWE style. Bow. So, yeah. Dummy,
yeah.
I have one. And I don't want to give it to him. I don't. Because it's so sentimental. And it made me feel good as a parent to know that a son thinks about his dad this way. And that's really important. Like, when you have a kid, you want to make sure that whatever lessons you've given this kid, it carries over into their lives, and they appreciate all of the things that you do for them, right? But there's different ways to be able to celebrate your father. May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week, Kaya and Anthony. Kaya and Anthony gets my...
Dummy.
Now, here's my thing. I mean, look. The kid's a talented basketball player, right? He's going to Syracuse. He's one of the highly talented recruits in the country. And he's going to his father's alma mater. Shouts to Carmelo Anthony, Hall of Famer, going into the Hall of Fame, all that stuff. But man, that tattoo is horrible. It's bad. It doesn't even look like his father. Who is that person on his arm? First off, I want to know who did the tattoo because they also got to share some of this as well.
Dummy.
This is a highly profiled athlete with a Hall of Fame father. How dare you make his face look like that? What is happening? What is happening? You couldn't go and get the best tattoo artist? Who is this joker that put this joker on his arm? That doesn't look like Carmelo Anthony. That looks like Anthony Carmelo. Anthony Caramucci. Well, who is that? That's not him. And I'm telling you, I know that Cayenne walked out of that tattoo parlor and was like, yo, how am I going to go home and explain this? He's been getting clowned about. And mind you, social media has been doing it justice. Like, they giving him fire emojis. Yo, that's tough. Honoring your pops. You know I can't do that. I got to be the opposite. Because I'm looking at the tattoo. I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's the celebration from when he won the national championship. But then I go ahead and go look at the actual tattoo very closely. I'm like, that doesn't look like Carmelo Anthony. This has some resemblance to Dwayne Wade's picture. That's what it looks like to me. That's crazy. They're going to have to do a cover-up or something. Make somebody fix it. Fix it. Put some shadows in there and put a beard on him. Something. Maybe put hoodie mellow. Do that. Put a hoodie on him or something. Make it look like your father because what you got on your arm right now is a disgrace. It is. You're not honoring Carmelo Anthony. You're honoring Carmucci. Carmucci Anthony here. Who is this? It's crazy. As soon as I seen it, I said, I got to get him. I have to get him. And shouts to Casso. Casso sent it to me. He was like, yo, bro, I expect nothing less from you. I knew when I seen it, you were going to say something. He knows me. I couldn't let it slide. I like the kid, but come on now. Whoever the tattoo artist is, don't even like advertise this and say that you did it. You know what I mean? Don't put your name on that. That's not something to put your name on. Just make somebody figure it out. Oh, that's the guy that did it. Don't put your name on that. Just like the guy that did the Cristiano Ronaldo statue, don't put your name on that either. Dwayne Wade statue, don't put your name on that. Even the Kobe statue. Kobe statue is a little sus. Don't put your name on that. What's going on with these people that if you are not good at faces as a tattoo artist, just don't do it. Don't do it. My tattoo artist is pretty good when it comes to faces. Like, you go ahead and go look at my arm. It's very detailed, right? Very good. But there's somebody else that... I saw him. I was just like... He was like, hey, what you want to slap? No. You can do the other stuff. Faces, not doing that to me. Not going to happen. Now, at some point, I'm going to maybe put Roman and my mom's face on me somewhere. But I got to make sure that I choose the right person. Because if it goes bad, my friend circle is not going to let me, live that down. It's going to be bad. To the point where they're going to shame me into, covering it up. And that's what I got to do with Cayenne Anthony. You're a great player. You're going to be a nice player at Syracuse. Hopefully you get to the NBA. Well, come on now. Every time I see that tattoo, I'm going to have to get you. That's all I'm saying. So that tattoo artist, the tattoo artist is probably going to get it more than the kid. Because the kid is just sitting there. He trusted damn tattoo artist to be able to get. I sent you this picture, and all you had to do was do the right thing and be able to tell me that you can't do it. And you went ahead and took my money because you wanted to do it, but you can't do it. It's your fault. So I blame the damn tattoo artist.
Dummy.
Yeah. What else? That's all for the show. That's it. It's good. I don't have a PSA, but I do have a message for young fathers or fathers in general that you want to go ahead and create a legacy for your children. You want to make sure that you try to make your kids proud. And for all the dads out there that have worked very hard, try to put their kids to school and put them on the right path of success, listen to this. It's gonna touch you. I don't pause. It's gonna touch you like that, but it'll move you. Hopefully, if you have feelings.
My father didn't get to bring me to college, yo. This is a king. This is a king. Because you're a king. And whenever you feel like the world is coming down on you and ain't shit going your way, take a time, sit back and think, bro. Because you always have a move. Protect the king. That means protect yourself. We don't have tradition in a lot of black families. So I'm starting one with you and then your brother. This is your king. Protect him, which means protect yourself. And always. I know I've been hard. But it was for this. I know I've been hard on you, bro. But it was to get you to this spot. Cause ain't nobody ever believed in you, B. Nobody. You was always the smallest dude and everybody underestimated you, bro. So you are a king. So protect yourself, protect the king. So when you become a grown man and you have children, you get married, and your sons, and you have sons, you pass this on to them. Because this stays in our family. Tradition starts somewhere, and I'm starting it right now. So this is your king. Protect him, and you protect yourself. I love you, B.
Make sure you pour into your kids everything you have, because when you do that, they will make sure that they always make you proud, and they will never try to embarrass you. That's my PSA. That's all for the show. I felt better towards the end. I got it out. Yeah, I'm not going to let the Mets bother me. I'm not going to let the Mets bother me. I lied and said I wasn't going to watch, and I did, and it bothered me even more. I'm not going to watch. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my summer. I'm going to watch, other things. I'm going to enjoy my family, go out and see places. I'm not going to waste time watching the Mets. I won't. I'll cover it because we have to. I got Sal and Sass in there. She'll watch it. She'll watch it for me. Oh, I won't. I lied and said I didn't have a piece of tattoo. I can't help it. I can't help but see what's happening in this country when you have a president that wants to start rigging the elections and start telling, governors to find him more seats so he can be able to take away seats from standing House members currently. And they're going to go ahead and do that. And then you had these Democrats that left Texas, the Texas House of Representatives, because they didn't want the vote to go through. And the plan was to stay out until December, until they kill the vote. And you had some of those same Texas Democrats go back to Texas. So now they can have the quorum and have the vote and have that gerrymandering go through. And when they were asked the question about why they decided to go back, they did their job to bring attention to the matter. And now it's time for everybody else to now pick up the scraps. And that's the problem with the Democratic Party that we see today, is that they're spineless jellyfish. And they don't understand what it is to sacrifice. If I hear another Democrat that's not really doing the work talk about civil rights movement and start name dropping people from that movement, you would never do what they did. Because when the time calls for it, you go back. When the time calls for you to stand up and do something drastic, you quiver and you run back because you want to pass the ball to somebody else instead of you taking the responsibility to be able to do what's right and help this place get better. You don't want the responsibility. So I don't want to hear people talking about civil rights acts and all this other stuff. You will, if they lived in that time, they would be the ones to say they're right there. That's them. They're right. They're right there. They here. You want them? There they are. This is why we're in this situation, is that we don't have enough fighters on the front line. We have people that bend the knee, and then they want to go ahead and speak to you in the media and put on these performative acts like they're actually here for you, when behind the scenes they're not. Young people, you need to understand what's happening here. You have to make the change. If you're going to be Democrat, you have to know that moderate Democrats are causing this place to not change. Why do you think that there's so much vitriol for Zoran Mamdani in New York? Because he's different. He's a socialist. Oh, he's communist. Progressive people, progressive Democrats are the future of this country. You guys are the future of this country, and you need to continue to push people to the ballot boxes. If you have friends that say that they don't vote, you grab them by the shirt and you say, you're coming with me, and you're going to take your ass to the ballot box. If you have the resources to be able to start canvassing and telling people the seriousness and the nature and the gravitas of what's happening, do it. You guys are the future of this place, not me. I'm old. You guys. And you guys in TV land as well. That's all for the show. Make sure you go out there and you do what you have to do to have a country and have a future. You know, so you can be able to have women drug you and tell you that they watch you sleep for the last 6 hours. That's the beauty about being free. So stay safe, stay cool. Peace.